Today we're going to start multiplying binomials. Binomial is like two terms, and we're going to multiply it with another binomial, which is two terms. And we'll build from there, but that's where we're going to start. So one way to think of it, if you look here, we're doing 2x plus 3 times x plus 4. It's kind of like distributing twice. So the first way they want us to use the distributive property. Let me show you what I mean there. So here we're going to multiply 2x times each of these terms, and then we're going to multiply 3 times both of those terms. Distribute each one to the other set of parentheses. So 2x times x, or if it helps you, think of it as 1x. 2x times 1x is 2x squared. Now if I do 2x times positive 4, that's positive 8x. Boom, look at that. We're halfway done with distribution. Now we're going to distribute the 3 to both of them. Positive 3. 3 times x is 3x. What I like to do when I'm doing this is I like to stack it with my other like term. So I know that I'm going to be able to add 8x plus 3x, so I put it right underneath. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not, but I do find it helpful. And then we got to do positive 3 times positive 4, which is positive 12. Great. Now we already have it lined up in standard form, so we can just add everything straight down. We have the 2x squared, we'll just bring it down. 8x plus 3x is 11x, and then we'll just bring down our plus 12. That wasn't too bad, right? You multiply everything from one set of parentheses to everything in the other. So we're going to try another one here. We'll try C, and then I think you guys should pause it after that and try A and B, and we'll see kind of if we're on the same page here. So on C, I'm going to multiply the 9a times each of these. 9a times 7a would be 63a squared. Sorry. And 9a times positive 4 is positive 36a. And now we're going to multiply the negative 8 times each of those. Negative 8 times positive 7a. Negative times positive is negative. 8 times 7 is 56, so minus 56a. And then negative 8 times positive 4 is negative 32. So when we combine our like terms, we have this 63a squared. We'll just bring that down. 36a minus 56a is negative 20a. And then we have that minus 32. So that would be our final answer. So again, try these two out, pause it here, and I will go over the work, and then you can check in and see if you got the same answer. 6h times 2h is 12h squared. 6h times 3 is 18h. Negative 7 times 2h is negative 14h. And negative 7 times 3 is negative 21. Combining our like terms, we got 12h squared. 18 minus 14 is 4. Minus 21. All right. If we did 5m times 8m, that's 40m squared. 5m times negative 1 is negative 5m. 2 times 8m is 16m, positive. And 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. 40m squared. Negative 5 plus 16, or 16 minus 5 is 11. Minus 2. Cool. Done. Hopefully you feel comfortable with those. Now I'm going to show you another way that you can do these same type of problems. And it's called using the FOIL method. And FOIL is an acronym. Boy, oh boy, who doesn't love a good acronym? But FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So what that's saying is, like, you multiply the first terms in each parentheses, which in this case would be 3x and 2x first. So that would give you 6x to the second. Then you multiply the outermost terms. The furthest ones out would be 3x and 7. 3x times 7 is 21x. Then you do the innermost terms. Our innermost terms would be the negative 5 times positive 2, which would be negative 10x. And then you do the last terms in each parentheses. Negative 5 times positive 7, negative 35. But if you look, it's the same thing we just did. We distribute the 3x to both of them, and then we distribute the negative 5 to both of them. Same thing what we just did. But this is just a way that you can make sure that you remember to hit all the ones you need to hit. And then if we combine our like terms here, we got 6x squared, 21x minus 10x is 11x minus 35. So again, I'd like you to try all 3 of these. Ooh! Pause it here, try it out, and then check and make sure you get the same thing I do. Cool, there they are. So the next line of notes has 3 more exactly like this. And I would say try those as well. The 8, 9, and 10. Feel free to pause here and try them. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly here. A squared minus 9a minus 8a. And then that'll come out to positive 72. A squared minus 17a plus 72. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x, or negative x. And negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. That would give us 2x squared plus 3x minus 2. And then 2y times y is 2y squared. 2y times negative 3 is negative 6y. We've got 5 times y is 5y, and 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Negative 6y plus 5y is negative y. There it is. So FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. All it's trying to get you to do is make sure you multiply everything from one set of parentheses to everything in the other set. So now we're going to try a binomial, 2 terms, by a trinomial. Now if you just do first, outer, inner, last, you're going to miss some stuff. But just keep in mind, what FOIL is trying to get you to do is multiply everything from one set to everything in the other. So if we're doing A here, we're going to multiply the x times each of these 3 terms in the other parentheses. 1x times 1x squared, x times x squared is x to the 3rd. X times negative 6x is negative 6x squared. And x times negative 4 is negative 4x. Now we're going to do the same thing with the negative 4. We're going to multiply the negative 4 times each of these 3 terms. And again, what I'd recommend is when you multiply it, put it in a column with some like terms. It'll make that last step a little easier. Negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. I'm going to put it with my other x squareds. Negative 4 times negative 6x, negative times negative is positive. That would give us positive 24x. And negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So if you do that, it'll be in standard form in the proper order, and you just line them up vertically and you're ready to go. Add or subtract vertically. So we have x to the 3rd For the x squareds, we have negative 6 and negative 4. That would give us negative 10 x squared. Regular x's, negative 4 plus 24, or 24 minus 4 would be 20. And then we have the plus 16. Very challenging. But we just multiplied everything in one set to everything in the other. So let's try it again here, except now we have a little bit bigger numbers. So let's get them with the 4x first. 4x times 5x squared. 4 times 5 is 20. X times x squared is x to the third. 4x times negative 6x. That would give us negative 24 x to the second power, x squared. And 4x times negative 8 is negative 32x. Now we're going to get them all with that negative 3. Negative 3 times 5x squared, that's negative 15x squared. I'm going to put it with my other x squareds. Negative 3 times negative 6x is positive 18x. And negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24. Combine our like terms. 20x to the third. These are both negative. Just add them together and keep it negative. That'd be negative 39x squared. 18x minus 32x is negative 14x. Then we have our plus 24. Again, pretty darn challenging. We got 2 more, and these are ridiculous. Oh, I'd actually like you to try C in a minute, but let's knock out this one together. There are 3 terms in each set of parentheses. Trinomial times trinomial. All right, first, we'll multiply the 2x squared times each of the other terms. 2x squared times 1x squared, that would be 2x to the fourth. Right? Because when you multiply the same base, the x squared times x squared, you're supposed to add the exponents. When I do 2x squared times 2x, or 2x to the first, that would be 4x to the third. And 2x squared times negative 5 is negative 10x squared. All right, we did the 2x squared times each of them. Now we're going to do the 6x times each of those. 6x times x squared is 6x to the third. I'm going to put it with my other x to the thirds. 6x times 2x is 12x squared. And 6x times negative 5 is negative 30x. One more. We got to get them all with that negative 3. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. I'm going to put it in my x squared column. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. All right. We'll bring down our 2x to the fourth. X to the thirds, we have 4 plus 6. That's 10 of those. For our x squareds, you can do them in any order. 12 minus 10 is 2. Minus 3 would be negative 1, which we could just write as negative x squared. These are both negative, so we'll add them together and keep it negative. Plus 15. Great, it's in standard form, highest exponents first, and then it works its way down from there. So again, I'd like you to try this. Pause it, check your answer when you're done, and that'll be the end of the notes. So actually try it out. Oh, interesting. All right. Huh. I forgot I did that. That was fun.